"What's this in my chicken leg?" Vic said. It's just a vein. Ignore it," I said. So started Vic's descent into vegetarianism. Of course, I didn't realize it at the time. I thought it was just the usual ick factor that surfaces occasionally. After all, this is a kid who ordered his steaks cooked black and blue. I figured we'll order pizza tomorrow night and it'll all blow over. It didn't. My first mistake was encouraging him to think for himself. Seems like a good idea, right? Avoid the peer pressure. Use your own brains. You've got plenty. Make your own decisions. The flow doesn't always go where you want. You can make the right choice. I have confidence in you. I meant think independently when dealing with his friends, not with family. At home, we know best. Another misfire. I knew from talking with him about his music that something called straight edge was currently holding his interest. Pop music often support trends of thoughts like rebellion or sex and drugs, and straight edge was one of those thought patterns. Except it was better organized, pretty cleanly formulated, and delivered in the hardcore musical style, which is absolutely alien to adult ears. I thought it was a good thing because it included avoiding drugs and alcohol. Straight edge was straight edge like straight and narrow. I even tried it for a while and stopped drinking for months. I hoped the chicken vegetarian thing was part of straight edge, and it would all evaporate at some future magical moment. In the meantime, I worked on ensuring the fixed diet would support a growing 17-year-old who exercised intensely every day skateboarding and doing BMX maneuvers. Pizza alone was not the answer. He didn't give an inch. The debate would continue for years. Looks like another mistake on my side. Fighting vegetarianism legitimized it as an act of rebellion, and I helped him into finding a diet that was healthy enough to sustain him. Probably worse was the pattern of confrontation that the unending debate established. Benign neglect was the better choice. Hindsight is annoying. Here's what the debate was like, condensed across years of conversation. "Tell me why you won't eat meat," I said. "Animals are living things and have souls just like us. They don't deserve to be eaten." "How do you know they have souls?" "All conscious beings have souls." "Where did you get that from? Only humans have God-given souls." "They live and die, don't they? They feel pain when we kill them, don't they?" "So do plants, and you'll eat those." In our minds, and I'm assuming for Vic, we battled each point to a standoff. At the least, neither of us conceded a point. "The human digestive system is designed for plants. Look at all the molars," Vic said. "Look at the canines. Gorillas are vegetarians." "No, they're opportunistic and eat whatever they can. They're just bad hunters." "Then why are our intestines so long? That's a sure sign of a herbivore." "We're omnivores and need to be able to digest both food types." His scientific arguments always amused me, which caused me to escalate the degree of audible contempt in my retorts. I probably annoyed him most with my observation that his dividing line between eat and don't eat was whether the food could run away. If it can run, then it must have a soul and should be given the same rights as humans. Gah. "God never intended us to eat animals," Vic said. "How do you know that?" "Thou shalt not kill." That's talking about humans, killing humans. No, it's not. Then it would be thou shalt not murder. The Bible was written a long time ago in a very different language and translated many times. Don't you think such a fine distinction would be made more clearly? What about the rest of the Bible? It's full of slaughtered lambs and calls for human sacrifice and dominion over all things, I said. "Oh yeah? What about the Bhagavad Gita?" "The what?" "It's like the Hindu Bible." "Screw that. Just look around the world. Things eating other things everywhere you look. And if that's not what God intended, then why is it everywhere?" "Because the world is wrong," he said. Despite all the arguing, Vic did have some effect on us. I have never since eaten veal. I made that choice because veal is baby cow. And somehow the thought of killing babies is so emotional to me that the logic becomes inoperative. Linda will not eat a mammal. Why? Because mothers nurse their young just as she did. Again, not much logic, but significant emotion. That's reasoning I can get behind. If Vic's stated motivation was something like, "I feel like I have to," I would not have been on his case for anything more than eating a balanced diet. Trying to convince me that he was right and I was wrong by using half-truths and malformed logic pissed me off then and now. I did get tattoos right, though. "Sure, go ahead. Just remember, it will be there for the rest of your life." He often admired the big tattoos that many members of the bands he idolized had, but he never pulled the trigger. I was surprised that this tactic worked at all, let alone still to this day. But HR of Bad Brains had dreadlocks, so Vic had to have dreadlocks too. Oh, a Long Island Italian boy with dreadlocks. At least he called them dreadlocks. But then I thought it was more like Brillo tentacles. After about 2 years, the dreadlock era passed. Since Linda is a trained beautician, she was awarded the honor of performing the excision. Turns out Vic never really mastered the science of washing dreadlocks. The scum and stench unleashed during the shearing was palpable.